Breaking news that could change your financial future forever. If you're one of the 70 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits, you'll want to pay very close attention to what I'm about to share. A groundbreaking proposal could put an extra $2,800 in your pocket starting January 2025, and today, I'm going to break down exactly what this means for you. Before we dive into these life-changing details, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Why? Because I'll be bringing you regular updates on this developing story that could significantly impact your financial security, and you won't want to miss a single update. Have you been struggling to keep up with rising costs while living on a fixed income? Are you worried about whether your Social Security benefits will be enough to sustain you in the years to come? Well, Representative John Larson's Social Security 2100 Act might just be the answer you've been waiting for. But here's what makes this different from any other Social Security news you've heard before. This isn't just another minor adjustment or typical cost of living increase. We're talking about a fundamental transformation of the entire Social Security system. You might be thinking, I've heard promises about Social Security improvements before. What makes this one different? That's exactly the question we need to address, and the answer lies in the unprecedented scope and scale of this legislation. Unlike previous adjustments that merely tried to keep pace with inflation, this proposal aims to fundamentally restructure how benefits are calculated and distributed. Have you ever wondered why your benefits never seem to stretch as far as they should? This legislation directly addresses that persistent problem. Let's dive deeper into what this $2,800 boost really means for different types of beneficiaries. For retirees receiving regular Social Security benefits, this increase could be the difference between just getting by and actually enjoying your retirement years. Think about it, that's an extra $233 per month. What could you do with that additional money? Maybe it's finally being able to afford those prescription medications without cutting corners elsewhere, or perhaps it's having the freedom to visit your grandchildren more often. But here's something many people don't realize: this increase isn't just a one-time thing. The beauty of this legislation lies in its compound effect. Because future cost of living adjustments would be calculated on top of this new higher baseline, the real impact of this boost could be even more significant over time. Have you considered how this compounding effect could improve your financial situation, not just immediately, but for years to come? For SSI recipients, this legislation could be nothing short of revolutionary. Currently, many SSI beneficiaries are trying to survive on benefits that fall well below the federal poverty line. The Social Security 2100 Act doesn't just provide a temporary fix, it fundamentally reimagines how we support our most vulnerable citizens. Did you know that many SSI recipients have to choose between buying food and paying their utility bills? This increase could finally end these impossible choices. SSDI beneficiaries, your situation is uniquely addressed in this legislation too. Living with a disability often means facing higher medical costs and specialized care expenses. The current benefit structure doesn't always adequately account for these additional burdens. But here's where this new legislation gets interesting. It includes specific provisions to ensure that disability benefits keep pace with the actual costs of living with a disability. When was the last time you saw legislation that so thoroughly considered the real-world challenges faced by disabled Americans? Let's talk about something that might be keeping you up at night: the long-term sustainability of Social Security. We've all heard the doom and gloom predictions about Social Security running out of money. But here's what makes the Social Security 2100 Act different. It includes comprehensive funding solutions that could secure the program's future well into the next century. How? By implementing a fair and balanced approach to revenue generation that doesn't unfairly burden any single group of Americans. One of the most innovative aspects of this legislation is its approach to the payroll tax cap. Currently, high-income earners only pay Social Security taxes on their first $160,200 of earnings. The Act proposes adjusting this cap, ensuring that those who benefit most from our economy contribute their fair share to maintaining this crucial safety net. What do you think about this approach? Isn't it time we had a serious conversation about equitable funding for Social Security? But perhaps you're wondering about the timing. Why January 2025? The choice of this implementation date wasn't random. It provides enough time for the Social Security Administration to prepare for these massive changes while giving beneficiaries time to plan for their improved financial future. Have you started thinking about how you might adjust your budget when these changes take effect? It's not too early to start planning. Let's explore something that hasn't received enough attention: the Act's impact on women and caregivers. Did you know that women typically receive lower Social Security benefits due to time spent out of the workforce caring for family members? This legislation includes groundbreaking provisions to provide credit for caregiving years, potentially increasing benefits for millions who sacrificed career advancement for family care. How many people do you know who might benefit from this long overdue recognition of unpaid caregiving work? The special minimum benefit provision in this Act deserves special attention. For too long, Americans who work their entire lives in low-wage jobs have faced the prospect of retiring into poverty. This legislation establishes a new minimum benefit level that ensures no lifetime worker will have to face that fate. Think about the dignity this could restore to millions of retired Americans who worked hard their entire lives but still struggle to make ends meet. Here's something that might surprise you: the Act includes significant improvements to survivor benefits. Currently, when one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse often faces a devastating drop in household income. The new legislation provides better protection for these vulnerable individuals, ensuring they can maintain a more stable standard of living. How many families do you know who could benefit from these improved survivor benefits? Let's address a concern that many younger workers have expressed: will Social Security even be there for them? The Social Security 2100 Act isn't just about immediate increases for current beneficiaries. It's about securing the program's future for generations to come. By extending the program's solvency and implementing sustainable funding mechanisms, this legislation aims to ensure that today's workers can count on Social Security being there when they need it. What would it mean for your retirement planning to have this added security? The impact on public servants deserves special attention. For years, the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and Government Pension Offset, GPO, have unfairly reduced benefits for teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public employees. This legislation proposes significant reforms to these provisions, potentially restoring full benefits to many affected workers. Do you or someone you know fall into this category? The impact could be life-changing. Let's explore the broader economic implications of this boost. When millions of Social Security recipients have more money to spend, it creates a ripple effect throughout local communities. Small businesses could see increased customer spending, while local economies might experience greater stability. Have you considered how this economic boost could benefit not just beneficiaries but entire communities? This could be the stimulus many local economies need. The technology and administrative improvements included in the Act are more significant than you might think. The legislation includes substantial funding for modernizing the Social Security Administration systems and processes. Imagine being able to handle most of your Social Security business online, with faster processing times and better customer service. How would these improvements change your experience with Social Security services? Here's something fascinating: the global perspective on Social Security reform. Many other developed nations have recently undertaken similar reforms to their social security systems, recognizing the need to adapt to changing demographic and economic realities. The United States has an opportunity to learn from these experiences and implement best practices. What lessons do you think we can learn from other countries' experiences with similar reforms? The Act includes something truly innovative: regular review and adjustment mechanisms to ensure benefits remain adequate over time. This forward-thinking approach aims to prevent the need for dramatic overhauls in the future by building in mechanisms for gradual adaptation to changing economic conditions. How important is it to you that Social Security reforms include long-term planning and flexibility? Let's talk about advocacy and public input. The development of this legislation has been shaped by input from organizations representing seniors, disabled individuals, and workers. This collaborative approach suggests a strong foundation of support for the proposed changes. Have you or your representatives been involved in advocating for Social Security reforms? Your voice matters in this crucial conversation. The impact on different generations varies, with specific provisions designed to address the unique needs of each age group. Whether you're a current beneficiary, approaching retirement age, or years away from eligibility, understanding how these changes could affect your future is crucial. What questions do you have about how this legislation might impact your specific situation? Here's something practical to consider: how to prepare for these changes. While the legislation is still working its way through Congress, there are steps you can take now to ensure you're ready to maximize any benefit increases that become available. Would you like to learn more about how to prepare for these potential changes? The application process for increased benefits is being streamlined under this legislation. The Act includes provisions for improved communication from the Social Security Administration and clearer guidance for beneficiaries. How important is clear communication and easy access to information about these changes to you? Let's address some common concerns about the implementation timeline. The Act includes a carefully planned phase-in period to ensure smooth transition and minimal disruption to current beneficiaries. This thoughtful approach demonstrates a commitment to getting these crucial changes right. What aspects of the implementation timeline are most important to you? The impact on Medicare and other benefits programs has been carefully considered in this legislation. The Act includes provisions to ensure that increases in Social Security benefits don't inadvertently disqualify recipients from other essential support programs. This comprehensive approach demonstrates an understanding of the complex web of assistance many beneficiaries navigate. How important is it to you that benefit increases don't lead to unintended consequences in other areas of support? Here's something exciting: the potential for improved quality of life for millions of Americans. This isn't just about numbers on a page. It's about real people being able to live with dignity and security. Imagine being able to afford both your medications and your utilities without having to choose between them. What would this increased financial security mean for your daily life? The legislation also addresses the unique needs of rural beneficiaries. Many rural Americans face different challenges in accessing benefits and services. The Act includes provisions for improved service delivery in rural areas and consideration of the specific cost of living challenges faced by rural beneficiaries. How many of you living in rural areas have struggled with access to Social Security services? Let's discuss the impact on family benefits. The Act includes improvements to dependent benefits and student benefits, recognizing the importance of supporting entire families, not just individual beneficiaries. These changes could make a significant difference for families struggling to support children or adult disabled children. How might these family benefit improvements affect your household? The legislation's approach to inflation protection deserves special attention. Beyond the initial $2,800 boost, The Act includes enhanced cost of living adjustment calculations that better reflect the actual expenses faced by seniors and disabled individuals. This could mean more accurate and adequate benefit increases in the future. Have you ever felt that cost of living adjustments don't keep up with your actual expenses? Here's something crucial: the impact on retirement planning. For those still working, these changes could significantly affect how you plan for retirement. The increased benefits and improved stability of the program might influence decisions about when to retire or how much to save. How would these changes affect your retirement planning strategies? The Act also addresses the needs of older workers who want or need to continue working past retirement age. It includes provisions to adjust the retirement earnings test and provide better incentives for continued work. This could provide more flexibility for those who want to phase into retirement gradually. How many of you are interested in continuing to work past retirement age? Let's explore the impact on state and local economies. When Social Security beneficiaries have more money to spend, it doesn't just help them, it helps their entire community. Local businesses see increased revenue, tax bases expand, and communities become more economically stable. Have you considered how your local community might benefit from this increased spending power? The legislation includes important protections for the most vulnerable beneficiaries. Special provisions ensure that those with the lowest benefits see the most significant percentage increases, helping to lift more Americans out of poverty. This progressive approach recognizes that those with the greatest need should receive the most help. What do you think about this approach to benefit increases? Here's something interesting: the Act's impact on intergenerational equity. By ensuring the program's long-term stability and fairness, it helps maintain the social contract between generations that has been the foundation of Social Security since its inception. How important is it to you that Social Security remains strong for future generations? As we wrap up our discussion of this groundbreaking legislation, it's worth reflecting on what these changes could mean for the future of Social Security in America. The Social Security 2100 Act represents not just a one-time increase in benefits, but a fundamental shift in how we approach retirement security and social insurance in the United States. This could be the most significant reform to Social Security in our lifetime. If you found this information valuable, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll be providing regular updates on the progress of this legislation and breaking down how it could affect you personally. Drop your questions and thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on these proposed changes. And don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with anyone you know who might benefit from this information. Together, we can ensure everyone stays informed about these crucial changes to Social Security. What aspects of these proposed changes would you like to learn more about in future videos? Let me know in the comments below.